cuties. I'm Lanikia, and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is General Hospital Edition. Today is Tuesday, August the 4th, 2022. All right, y'all, let's jump right into this. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it an 8. The first thing we see Ava and Ava and Ryan. And she goes to visit him because she says, I want to know if you are up, walking, are you still in this state that you in where you can't move? So she's talking to him, and then she starts telling him, because she pulls a chair over and she says, oh, I overdid it. And so then she starts telling him about someone who attacked him with a hook. And he said, she was like, you attacked one of your victims with a hook, so maybe you pick that back up again. And they really tried to do a number on me and take me out. And he was like, no, my dear, the only person who attacked you is me. And he said it, Ryan is so creepy, he said it like lovingly. Like, sir, your mind is gone. But we all know he's a serial killer, so ugh. But anyways, so she starts telling him about Esme, and she was like, Esme, she starts bringing things up to him, but when she mentions Esme's name, his eyes turn, and she said, yeah, I thought that would do it. And so then she tells him about how Esme got on her nerves and how she was just always into something, and she was devious and she was conniving. And she know that Kevin banned her from seeing Ryan, but like always, she would be the person to connive and scheme and get around those restrictions. And then she starts telling him about, Esme has went missing. They say she's in France, and he's not saying it out loud, but in his mind he's like, she would never abandon me, and she would never abandon me for the French Riviera. And then she says, but accidents happen on Windermere all the time. So Ava pretty much confesses to Ryan what she's done. In a way, she pretty much tells him, Esme gone, she dead. And so that's it with them. I guess we're gonna pick up there tomorrow, because I guess she's gonna catch him in motion or something. So then we go to Ryan and, well, I don't call this man Ryan. I'm thinking about all my children. Then we go to Carly and Drew. And when we see Carly and Drew, they are still in Jacksonville, and she has stopped at the high school. And he's like, Carly, what's the matter? We have to be at the cemetery in a few. And she's like, yes, I know, but it's only 10 minutes away, because they're meeting with someone there. She said, it's only 10 minutes away, but I had to stop here first. And we see that she stops at her high school. And the reason she stops there is because that's the last place she saw Reese. She said she was on the cheerleading team, and she and Reese were very popular, and they did everything, and Reese helped her live the like country club lifestyle, because Reese's family were wealthy, they had money. And so because she and Carly were such good friends, it allowed Carly to be in that same lifestyle whenever she was around Reese or with Reese. So she just says how that day all the girls got in the vehicle, but she forgot her jacket. And so Reese wasn't really talking to her, but it was fine. They had got done with cheerleading, and so she went back to get her jacket. When she came back out, Reese pulled off and wouldn't let her in the car. And she said she did it on purpose to let me know that I couldn't ride with them, that she was done with me. And she said, and I yelled out, I hope the car burns up, or I hope the car catches fire, something along those lines. And she said, like 10 seconds later, Reese was pulling out the parking lot, and a semi truck hit her. And that's exactly what happened. And Drew said, Carly, you can't wish, like he said, even if you did say those words and you mean it, you can't do that kind of stuff to people. That's not your fault, because you said that in haste. And she said, but Reese was mad at me, and she wouldn't speak to me because she caught me and her dad in bed. And she was like, I was 16. And Ryan, Drew had to tell her even then, you were 16. He was a predator. He knew what he was doing. And that's not your fault. If somebody did that to Jocelyn, if a grown man was trying to mess with Jocelyn, if he did it to Avery, Donna, he said if someone did that to Scout, they wouldn't even make it to the police. I would handle that. And he said, and you would too. And she was like, yes. He said, so why are you blaming yourself? And she said, because I flirted back with him. And that's what predators do as well. They make their victims feel like it's their fault, like they're doing this, and everything. And so that's why when Carly was saying this, it was very a touching moment, because she was reliving it and just telling her experience about it, and you could tell it bothered her, and she blames herself for it. And she was like, his wife blames me. And he was like, Miss Roberts, like, don't even worry about her, like that has nothing to do with you. And he said she knew what her husband was, she knew what he was doing, so she had no one to get angry with. She didn't want to give up the lifestyle that he put her in, so who better to get mad at but a 16-year-old that because he was a pedophile. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if Carly flirted back with him. He was an older man, she was underage, and he shouldn't have done it. He shouldn't have what do they call it, groomed her, because that's all it is. I don't like, she was underage, so he was grooming her to be like, okay, this is normal, this is natural, this is I know this man. And so yeah, so Drew was just telling her, don't blame yourself for this, that's not your fault. So then we move along and we see Sonny, TJ, Dante, and Robert. And TJ comes out and he says Diane's awake. And Robert is like, Sonny's like, I want to speak to her. And Robert says, well, would like to go first. So Robert goes in and he speaks to Diane, and she tells him that she's up for questioning. And he says, well, what happened? And she starts to tell him, I don't know. Like, I can't quite put it all together. So then we see TJ, Dante, and Sonny outside talking, and Sonny, they're just like, Dante is telling Sonny, I know you want to get whoever is doing this, but you really need to leave that up to the police. And Sonny tells him, listen, at the end of the day, I'm going to do what I have to do to protect my family. So then we see Sonny and Dante go in because Diane can't remember, and she's like, if I just speak to Sonny, maybe that'll help. So Sonny goes in and she says, Sonny, I was at the garage, right? Did I get the papers from did Sasha give me permission? Sonny's like, yes. And they tell Sonny, you can't help her. I know you want to, but she has to think of this. She has to come to this all on her own. And so then Diane tells them, okay, so I was there. I got the papers. Dex left. She said, I don't know where he went, but he left. And she said, then the next thing, a woman was attacking me. She said it was a woman. They was like, are you sure? She said, yeah, she had bracelets on, but I can't see her face. I could see the bracelets, but I can't see her face. Oh my gosh, why can't I see her? And they were like, and then TJ comes in and he says, too many people in this room. And so Sonny and Dante have to leave, but Robert talks to Diane and he just says, you need to get well. And she said, if I think of anything, I'll let you know. And they're like, just get well. And so then TJ tells Diane she needs to take it easy. And she said, oh no, there's a killer on the loose. And they attacked me and I don't want them attacking anybody else. So I'm going to do what I have to do. So then we see Dante and Robert talk, and he says, if what Diane says is true, then it might not be related to Sonny. And Robert said, even worse, it might be random, like we were thinking. I said, no, it's not random. It is not random. So then we see Jocelyn, and she goes to Sonny's restaurant to try to see Dex or come in, and Carver is like, no ma'am, you cannot be in here. And I said, well, why is Sonny, like, why is nobody's in the restaurant, why is the door not closed? But he tells her, no, you can't come in. And she's like, I'm his stepdaughter. I'm sure he won't like you talking to me like this. And I hate when they do this. I hate when she and Michael both do this. Y'all don't want anything to do with Sonny until it's convenient for you to drop his name. Like, I hate that. But let's go on. So then we see Valentine talk to Michael, and he tells Michael he wants him to bring him back in at ELQ. He can still do his side things. He knows he got his vendetta with his dad, but he wants to bring him back in. And Michael was like, why is ELQ doing bad? He said, no. He says, I have other side projects I need to take care of as well. And Michael's like, why don't not just step down as CEO of ELQ? He was like, no, I'm not going to do that. But you have expertise that Ned doesn't have. He said, well, what about Ned? He's going to be upset that you're bringing me in. He said, I'll smooth everything over with Ned. Do you want to do this or not? And before they could say anything, Jocelyn comes up and she tells Michael, I need to speak to you. So he leaves. So then Valentine and Nicholas, I mean, Victor and Nicholas talk, and Victor tells Nicholas, you're going to divorce Ava. And he said, no, I'm not. He said, oh, yes, you are going to divorce Ava. You cheated on her. She won't forgive you. And he said, to be quite honest, Ava is too much for you. I said, well, wait a minute. He said, you can't handle a woman like Ava. Like, she's too much personality. She's too much, has too much of a will of her own for someone like you. You cheated on her with a child. He didn't say all that, but I'm just saying that. So he was like, you can't handle Ava, so you gonna divorce her, and everything. And so then we see Dex, he's in the freezer, and Carver is down there with him. He said, getting everything prepared to deal with your just waiting on Sonny to get a word. And Dex said, you're not gonna use that on me because I'm innocent. I'm innocent. So then we see Michael and Jocelyn show up at at the Sonny's restaurant, and Michael, I'm Sonny's son. I was like, oh, now you're Sonny's. Oh, now we want to claim Sonny. And what'll happen? He tells him Jocelyn's gonna look around, and if she sees Dex, we're just gonna take him and leave. He said, but if you don't let us look around, we're gonna call the police and everything. I said, is Carver the only one here? Like, that's not even Sonny's man. That's Miss Wu's man. So why is Sonny just leaving his? You got somebody down there. What? Okay. I'm gonna stay with this. But so he lets Jocelyn go look around, and she sees Dex down there, and she says, oh my God, Dex, what did Sonny do to you? And he says, you got to get out of here. Did Carver see you? And she was like, yes. She said, no, 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 Michael's upstairs with him. He was like, get the knife and cut me loose. So she cuts him loose and everything, and they're about to leave. They're saying, let's get out of here. And Carver says, y'all not going nowhere. You could wait for Sonny to come. And Jocelyn says, I'm about to call the police. And Michael and Dex said, no. Why? Because Jocelyn not understanding. She thinking everything is all good with her brother and Dex, but it's not, girl. So she's like, no. They're like, no. And she's like, why would y'all not call the police? He had you kidnapped and was going to kill you down there. And then around this time, Sonny comes in and Michael says, look what we found in your basement. I said, this is a mess. And so then we see that Victor has Valentine come up, and Nicholas said, oh, you supposed to intimidate me? He said, I'm not intimidated by any of y'all. Remember, I control the family fortune. I control it, so y'all can't tell me nothing. Anyways, they found the letter that Nicholas had wrote for Ava, confessing and every to killing Esme, and they were like, why would you do this? And they tell Nicholas, I'm just gonna cut to the chase. Victor tells Nicholas, if you don't divorce Ava, I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna just use your son Spencer. And I said, Valentine, I mean, I know Valentine is he can't help but to help Victor, but dang, sir, let somebody else in on this besides Anna, so y'all can all work together to take Victor down. Because at this point, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Like, you should be letting more people know that he has Charlotte. You should be like it at this point. Okay, but I guess it's a storyline, so let's keep going. So they say, now that Esme is gone, we can make you disappear too, and then we'll have Spencer will be there, and everything will be taken care of, baby. I said, look at the person in the hood. That's the killer right behind y'all. Y'all don't even see him, because Nicholas finally says, okay, fine, I'll divorce Ava. And baby, Esme got that hood, and when they were saying about her being dead, she turned around and I said, girl, I knew it was you, because you're the only person that has reason to go after Diane, because she represented Trina and got her off. a reason to go after, which you were, she wasn't trying to do that to Brando, but you were going after Joss, and Brando just happened to be there. But dang, Brando, she's so cute. You went on took Brando down. Okay, girl. And then who else got with the, oh, Ava. Yeah, we know why you went after Ava, girl. Ava killed you, and she loves her some Trina, so you were gonna go after Ava. But anyways, y'all, that was General Hospital today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Y'all tell me what you think in the comments about everything that's going on with Michael and Sonny. Like, I can't believe this. Y'all, you worried about Dex, and if Jocelyn hadn't kept being Carly Jr., Dex was gonna die down there. But Sonny did figure out that, it was a woman, because they said it was a woman, and he was there. So he was probably gonna release Dex, but that's gonna still work for Sonny, because he said, he was telling Michael, I know a way to get to him. So he gonna still continue to work for Sonny, and it is what it is. I don't, this storyline is so silly though, because y'all not gonna take Sonny down because he's a fan favorite. And how many times have people tried to do this to him? But we'll see what happens. And then they, y'all completely forgot about Willow. I want, like, what's going on with her and Nina? The whole storyline, y'all completely moved away from that. And also this whole thing with Esme, because they say somebody else is going to be attacked this week. I don't know who it is, but they say they're somebody else. So we'll see, y'all. All right, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow for another episode of What Happened on the Soaps General Hospital. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.